Hey everybody, we're back at the machine. My machine is a Singer Talent. I do like the Singer brand. I also like the Brother sewing machine. That is a very good starter sewing machine as well. And I just wanted to go over a couple of things. I am very new at the sewing machine and at this what you might want to call crafty thing that I do. You always want to make sure that you have a very good pair of sharp fabric scissors. Do not use it for anything but fabric. Because as you use it for paper and different things like that, it does make them dull, and if you know anything about it, it's very difficult to cut fabric with dull scissors. Always have a seam ripper handy and your pins. I made this little dish, let me move it over here. I made this little dish with my pin cushion. I put a little elastic band around it. I wear it on my hand when I'm having to pin things. The little dish I made at Mad Pottery, I think is what it's called. It's a pottery place here in my hometown. So anyhow, I keep those right next to my machine. It threads on the top. This is where you can fill your bobbin. Don't mind me, I have a lot of dust on the top of my machine because I am really bad about not covering my machine. Honestly, you should always cover your machine when it's not in use, because this happens and then it will cause problems when you start to sew. Anyways, this is, I use a big spool. Black and white are my go-to threads. This is for bigger thread. This is your stitch width, and it shows right here how wide when you do your stitches. I usually have mine on 3 or 4. Tension is how tight. I'll go over that in another video because I am so new at this. I do not have a good comprehension of what tension your machine should be on. This is your where you back stitch at the beginning and the end of your line of stitching. There's your thread arm. I'll show you how to thread too. This is your stitch length, and these are the different kind of stitches that my machine does, and the buttonhole. Then we come over here, and this is your presser foot. This is where I have a top fed bobbin. Your presser foot, of course, your needle. There's my thread going through. And this right here is where you can, it's a little blade inside of here, and you pull your thread through that and cut your thread. This little compartment, this little compartment in front holds some of my little extra doodads and things that came with the machine. And I always keep the instruction manual close just in case anything happens. I got my machine at Joann's, and it sits on this little craft table. There's my puppy. It sits on this little craft table. This handle here, this piece here will recede if you like your machine to sit lower, and then that makes your platform flush with this. I decided that I didn't like it that way. I like my machine to sit like it is sitting right now. I do not have a craft room, so I am in the corner of my living room. This is also a craft table here that it folds down on each side. It is pretty sturdy, and I got that craft table also at Joann's. One of the times that I had a really good coupon. I think it was like 50% off. And then I have my sewing box. There it is. My sewing box and my thread rack. I have my bobbins and my different thread. And then, of course, the Nine West shoebox is other little doodads that I have that don't fit. So I'm thinking that by the time I get all of the things that I want and some of the things that I need to do projects, I'm probably going to have a Craftsman toolbox thing to put everything in. So there you have it. This is just going over my machine, how to, let me go ahead and show you. Of course, you start with your thread up here. It goes through the little metal piece around the back. It goes, and you basically just follow the arrows. That's number 1. Number 2 comes down here, and number 3 goes around here. You go through this little doodad that comes up, and you go around there. Then you come down here. I will turn the machine on. I don't know if that'll give you better lighting. Then you come through, you go behind here, and it comes down, and you thread the needle. Right there. You thread the needle. And then, of course, I pull my thread to the back. I'm pretty sure that everybody pulls their thread to the back. But, sorry. I'm not a very good cameraman, and you pull your thread to the back. When you start to sew, you, of course, put your material in there, and the lever on the back lowers the presser foot, and that these little gripper feet right here, that's what kind of pulls the material through. And I am actually, I'm very new, so this is for someone who is very, very new and has maybe never seen a sewing machine up close. I know one of the girls that I work with said that she had never sewn on a sewing machine before. So, all right, ladies, gentlemen, if you want to see anything else or see anything different, give me a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing other stuff like this. And thanks for your support. We'll be back at the machine later on.